All right, welcome back to the lab. Let me just verify everything is running. It looks like it. All right, so I am going to continue my work here. I'm porting my tool Meflon over to the latest version of my full stack framework called Andurel to Alpha 8. And we are pretty much done with the server part. So if I just quickly clear the cookies here, if I do Andurel db mic, and then do up, do this one, db seed, go, run it again. User sign in. ls@com, password 123. Yes. Now I can create and provision a server. So let's say API server 1, labs.com, and port is going to be 3232 in Ashburn. Looks good. Also looks good. So let me provision this. And this happens in the background, so I can refresh the page as much as I want. And once this is done, I need to set up some DNS records so we can properly configure the server. There is definitely still some UI work to get done. This is too squished, but all right. So this is the actual IP address, and the IPv6 is wrong here. Right, doesn't matter. Let me just quickly configure the DNS, and then we can see the next step. And then another record, triple A. Cut that. And API 01 agent. And save that. Does not look right. API 01 agents. NDB labs. Right. Alright, so the DNS record configured. I can now actually kick off the configuration process, which will SSH into the server and then install scripts. So we create an admin user for the customer, one for Meflon, We set up some security measures like fail to ban. We install Docker. I might not do this as the default, or maybe make it an option. Install Caddy, which is a reverse proxy. Set up node exporter so we can actually have some telemetry data on the server. Install my agent that we use to communicate through Method to the customer servers. Do SSH hardening, which basically does it so that you cannot log in as root. We change the port and do a few things. We install the agent, so this is just a Go binary API that's running. Then we do some validation, which basically after this we have installed the agent, we restart the server, we SS into it, and we validate that the agent is running, and we can see now that it's running. Then we go to the server, and then we are met with this screen right here, which is the SSH key we created for the customer, the username, the password, and the public key. So right now you can grab this key here and SSH into the server and do basically whatever you want. Right, when I click, I have saved my credentials. We delete the customer ones, so we don't store them, and then we have the server here. Again, UI needs some tender loving care, but we're configuring and provisioning servers through Hetzner's release, and the process will be similar to other providers like DigitalOcean's, AWS, all those kind of things. So that is to be done in the future. I'm gonna kill this server here because I just shared all the details on the internet. So delete the server. Right, delete the records. Delete 2 records. Yes, I want to delete. Here we go. Delete, there we go. So this is where we are at right now, which is set up. And what do I want to do? So I guess I basically just want to get this branch committed. Then we can start working on creating applications. Yep. This is a huge PR. It's fine, we are just doing a POC here, so git merge, PR merge. Yes, yes. There we go, and there we go. So I'm actually on the nightly version of Andurel right now. I'm starting to do releases based on master every night, so I can have the latest changes in without actually doing a release. And one of the big changes that are in nightly right now is that if I not found because we don't have the admin. So one of the big things I did in the latest Andurel master at least is that if you go to server resource and find what is that server new, here I made it so that if we make changes that does not need or does not require a full rebuild, we get almost instantaneous changes. So for example, we have this provider details section right here of like changing the text is happening almost instantaneously. The same with classes here. So if I say text to Excel, we also get this almost immediately. But if we make changes where we have to or temple the UI library needs UI package needs to recompile. For example, if you do like strings, do other, this requires a rebuild of the entire code, and with new code runner that's called Shadowflags that we are using will then recompile everything and then reload the browser for us. But this is only because we are interacting with the standard library or Go directly. So again, if I save this, we will need to recompile one more time. So the UI feedback is actually much better now. Yeah. All right. Full master. Okay. So what I need before we can start to go live is we need the whole flow for provisioning, not provisioning, but creating applications. Once I have that done, we can start to do deployment, and then of course there's some work to be done on the actual agent that gets installed. There we go. So create application. Yeah, let's just go with that. And what do I actually have in my migrations right now? I have no migration. All right. So jump into my backup here. I'm just gonna find the migrations because we have applications here. So Andurel, DB, make new, and also I'm reworking these commands. They are not that ergonomic, but so you should be able to just do like make new instead of DB make new. But it's coming soon. Create applications table, right? Grab that, and so the option to remove it. I'm using Goose to manage migrations, so Andurel, the web framework, is just using the Goose binary behind the scenes. So I have this spin here where I have Goose. Is it 2 dashes? How do I do this? Goose version. Yeah, there we go. So Goose is handling the scaffold of the migrations and then running it up and down. So it's basically Goose behind the scenes. And I think this is what Goose, GitHub. It's not an open. I can Presley. Yeah, Goose is awesome. Goose is really good. And I'm trying to enforce so that we have the development flow of creating it with the timestamp and then doing fix after we are settled on the migration being added. Come on. Team ID, I need to fix this. Name, slug, yes, description, packaging approach, and artifact config. I'm not sure I want this right now. But I want this to be an explicit constraint. But there's going to be application team like this. Yeah. And then make the team ID and the slug unique. Yes. Description, no, don't care about that. Yeah, it makes the work so much easier. And also that's the way I do basically all my assets. So CSS, JavaScript, the scripts that gets run on the server is just embedded through embed, right? And yeah, I have the same thing here. Makes it super easy. All right, so packaging approach is going to be Docker, binary, and I also want to support something like builds tags in the future, but for now it's just going to be Docker and binary. I think this is good for now. The main idea is that we have navigation that then have where do I have this? But the main idea is we then have environments on each application, so it makes it easier to have like staging or development or basically PRs on your server. And what did I... So we do applications and then we do environments. Yeah. And then we connect environments to a server. Give it a domain, env variables, webhook secret and runtime config. Yeah, that also looks right. Right. So this is good. Let me Andurel generate resource application. Right, I already have some of the files when I ported it, so we can get rid of this, and this. Clear it out in router. Yeah, basically need to get rid of all of these, right? Also membership routes, we don't need them anymore. And do we have... No, also need to get rid of this one and team memberships as well. Yes. Yeah, we don't have no provision. Same with this one, right? Yes. And this one as well. Go. So let's generate the... There is... I did port some of this already. And I forget which one I did, so... don't have any application, right? We have the factories. Let's get rid of that. and regenerate that. Application deployment release environment. Is this a bug I introduced on nightly? It is, right. Curious and did I get rid of all the old code now? Hopefully. There we go. So I had some leftover from when I did the porting. But now we have everything to do the CRUD operation for an application. So let me jump out and then here and do Andurel run, and then have the application resource view, application new, which need to update the routes for application. So new should be under admin prefix, admin application new, and now I should be able to just do applications. And this looks horrible, that's fine. Servers, resource, server new. Yeah. Go. And the Reva is fine. Let's get rid of that and then start to use some of the components. And we need the method. This is going to be the method post, and the URL is going to be yep. Sometimes I wonder what you're hiding. You say don't worry, but your eyes tell me a lie. HTTP. What is this song? Right. Do I need to pass any of the options? Yeah. So I probably want to make it into fragments with, and I want to do something similar to what I did here. Server new. So this needs to go into components. We already have that good.
Work and expand my reach. I keep my cool like antifreeze. If they don't want to clap like an amputee,
props, components, resource props. All of these are gonna be application. And the fracture is gonna be this one. Right, get rid of the form here. Then we want to have components. Title, we have what name. Block is gonna come from the backend. So we have packaging approach, and team ID is also that's gonna be coming from the backend as well. We're gonna grab that from the cookies. And server resource components, submit button. Create application. Okay, and where do we have it? Go. Use resource. No. Components. Which are just gonna be empty. Alright, of course also need to update it in here. Components. Go right. It can look ugly for now, that's fine, but let me just do components with not. All right, there we go. So we are gonna do grids. We have 6. And what is it that base could? It just uses form. Makes sense. Nice. Do we have?
Don't try this yourself. It's extremely dangerous.
Yeah. This is main. The class container, mx auto. Yeah, maybe 10. And here as well. Margin, not padding, there we go. And this submit button. Yeah. It's too big. Come on. No, let's say max width. I don't know. Thirds. This fun calls. This playlist is horrible. Come on. Slow it down then. Right. So what I need now is, instead of having an input, I need to turn select into components. So let me just let's do that. And do we have any like progress? Okay, we have that. That's not really what I want. Pagination label. How does this look? It looks correct. So basically we want to create the application and then go to a next step where we add environments. Or do I just want to do environments directly in here? Server provision edits. So select now, we'll take props. And what was the, yeah. So the title is gonna be what provider. How is that? We do not have a name, Copilot. Grab all of this and go back into application resource, application new. Nice. So I'm simply trying to build out some good components. It's going to be included in Andurel binary. Yeah, and it. I kind of also want to have like an override option. Zoom, like we have in the form component with override CSS and add CSS. I'd like to have that input and select as well. Alright, so we create an application and then we have to create an environment and then we have to select servers to deploy it to. We are yeah, come on. I mean, this is where AI is nice. There's a pattern it can follow. And just repeat. Hello, Miss Tull? Miss Tull Zero, is that right? How are you doing? Are we good? We are good. So now an application, resource, application new. And yes. So here I should be able to do components, add CSS. And we basically want to have a BG background, a space background. Yeah. So let's get this for and remove this one. Yeah, and we have not applied the migration, that's right. So I wanna do create application. Something like create environments. And then connect envs to servers. Right, and that UI is gonna be a little bit horrible, but that's fine. So let's deal with the controller. And we are not gonna get slug or team ID. We wanna say app, no, cookies. Get app. The cookie context and then the team ID. We should probably check, I don't know. Packaging approach, and then the slug is gonna be. Are we even gonna accept this? No, because this will always be slug make name. Right. now we have an error in here. In here? Right. And we are compiling once more. So create. Let me see, did I actually add? I did not. So in Andurel, I am trying to make it more hypermedia driven than it already is. And I should have like a change to the controller. No. Did I back Mevlon controller? Why did I do that? Right. Also, it doesn't matter because we can just so basically render fragments. It's gonna take in fragments name, string, that's right, I need to make changes to this one. I didn't do that, I only made one change, okay. I need to make a note of that. Andurel adds render frac to controller. So this one also accepts an fragment name. I don't know, I like key better for some reason. Right, so if yes, no, we don't do any of this, we grab this and render.
You are a function of this total galaxy. The real
What is it, frac?
you is the whole universe. And it's doing
Isn't it called fragment?
your living organism and all its behavior. It's expressing it
What is it?
as a singer sings a song.
With fragments. Symbol fragment. I cannot for the life of me remember what I did here. Right, outside. There we go. So it is if error temple render fragments, still the extended, right, get rid of this, and other way around, my guy, like this. And render fragments has the D, it just gets the key. Right. So in this call right here, and we didn't pass the fragment name. Okay. See, we have an error somewhere, so Andurel doctor. Good. Right, so in controller application, are we not? What's wrong? All right, I screwed up in the render, I suppose. Let's do this. Okay. Mm-hmm. Am I stupid? What the hell? Cannot do this. Fragment keys. Can be a string array instead. in here we do string empty, and then we simply accept a string array here, a string slice. Okay, now we're cooking. All right, so in the one here, we gonna have some validation. Whenever we create, and I should be able to just return. First of all, let me just grab like block Docker. Right, maybe I need to apply Andurel db make up. Now create. Oh, that's good. Yes. All right, so applications. I should now be able to say what is it? Yeah. So if I do views application new and then do the props here, views applicate, and then of course I need to check for when I actually implement this correctly. I need to check for what fails. Application new, and then name fields. This would just be application name, and then don't need these. We do need packaging. Hey man, I'm building a self-hosting SaaS tool, kind of like Coolify, Dogploy, Heroku style type of application, but with a more heavily focus on the customer owning the server. So whenever you set up a server, you get all the credentials to do with what you want, and then I provide the software to managing deployments, managing uptime, managing telemetry data, both on server level but also on application level. Yeah, and right now I'm basically just getting the application infrastructure set up so you can easily deploy production, staging, development, deploy an environment for your pull requests, stuff like that. Completely forgot what I used these for. What is the reason? Just the field state. Right. So what is it I do with the ID? That is the name. Right. So what I want this to be is actually going to be application name, and then pass this here. Yes, and then also for packaging approach, use this here. It is not live yet. I hope to get the base done so I can start dog feeding it. So I start to use the tooling that's underneath to deploy this application. And then hopefully after this week, you can start to deploy applications through it. I still have some stuff with the telemetry data. I need to figure out how I want to approach it. But it's not live yet. I hope to have it live very soon. But I kind of want it to be a way to make it easier for people to self-host their servers, and I'm gonna charge for it. But basically, the agent that will run on the server to manage deployments and manage server updates will be open sourced, so that if you don't like the dashboard or whatever, you want to build your own, take the server with you, you have all the credentials you need, you have the API spec, so you can actually build your own if you want to. But that's kind of like the bet that I can build a platform that is nice enough to charge for, and then if people always have the backup plan to continue with their own servers afterwards. Application. So we could do payload name and just do an error. So this is T. Right, and then I should be able to do hypermedia, patch symbol, pass the echo context, and then did I do a lot of work here that I didn't need to do? Yeah, because this wants a component, so it wants this. And the thing that I just did here, of course, was just to render as normal. What if I just do this? So should get back. Yeah. So what I want instead is actually not to extend, not necessarily to do this. I want to have these, and then do this, and then we are gonna ignore the context and just do then it's not patch temple, it's just patch. And so this one is correct. So hopefully now, if I just do something. How I will manage network bandwidth on my ends or on the customer's VPSs. I'm not sure if it's the tool I'm building or the customer service you're asking for, JS Analyst. I mean, I don't assume that there will be a huge load on the network. To be honest, also with this being written in Go, this will be very memory efficient, right? And for system downtime, it's gonna be a load balancing approach. So I'm gonna get, when this is all up and running, I will probably have VPSs running in Hetzner and DigitalOcean, and then have something like Cloudflare load balance between them. So there's always, or hopefully at least always, one of the servers running. I don't really think there's going to be a lot of issues with network bandwidth, at least not here in the beginning. So everything is just going to be on one server until I'm happy with the application. Then I can start to branch out to multiple VPSs as the underlying infrastructure. I think the biggest problem is just probably going to be the telemetry. Not problem, but the biggest, the most critical component in terms of like load. So we do get in here. What am I doing wrong here? Because we see this one here. I'm stupid. Right. So we do get this one back here. That is correct. But I forgot components, form. Where's form base? ID. It's gonna be name like the others. Props, what do we have in? This case is pretty straightforward, right? It's simply data fragment name. Gonna be the ID. Let me just add to do. I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna do this later on. Try one more time here. Doesn't really matter. I just need to see that it's not seeing the all right, so it does have the right, so this one needs to be I have not used Cloudflare funnel, so I'm not really sure how it works. But I think the beauty of the setup here is that the customer servers will not really be affected. Of course, my things needs to be running, right? But I don't own the servers that the customers are managing with my tool. They run separately. So even if there is downtime on the product, the applications will still keep running. Is this? it should have. Hey, what are we sending back? Right. And I should. I of course need to do state of application field name. There we go. Nice. All right, so that is working. Do I even have state here? Yeah. And controller application. Set this to Docker. Yes. And I don't have errors, so that is also fine. All right, so this is working. Let me just check how they do. So this is basically making it easy to self-host. Same pitch as you would have with Laravel Forge, Hatchbox, Coolify, Dogploy. It's an abstraction on top of self-hosting your own servers that gives you a nice interface. Does some security setup for you whenever you add a new server. It manages deployments. It manages deployments across different servers. It manages limited data for you. It manages uptime monitoring. Right, so nothing revolutionary, but it does abstract a lot of things away that you don't necessarily want to be dealing with self-hosting. Also keeping your servers up to date. With the way I configure the servers right now, I can also help mitigating downtime on customer servers because there is SSH access to the servers. So there is an option for building in communication to the server, to the customers with notifications, and then having them tell us to help revive the servers if they want to. So yeah, it's the goal is to make self-hosting feel a lot like serverless in a way, where you do some initial setup, you add your team, you add your applications, and then you get a webhook where you can deploy or trigger deploys for the different environments that your applications lives in, or you can trigger deployment to all the environments. Right. Would I do T and then temple with fragments and then pass this, get a handler back. If I can do this, that would be amazing. Because then it makes it a lot easier. Beautiful. Right. That is very, very nice. So let me just chuck it in here. Grab fragment. Maybe. Fragments key. Fragments key. And then we will return guess I can do get fragments, keys, string. So I can grab multiple fragments if I wanted to. That's probably also nice. Controllers application. Basically get rid of all of this and say grab fragment. Nice. Don't need a flash. Validation errors, thanks. And it's really right. It's errors. S, there we go. So now we have validation errors. So the marketing operations, marketing plan is content. I'm gonna be bootstrapping it mostly, so it's gonna be stream on Twitch, YouTube. It's gonna be blog posts, and it will probably also be some outreach to people that I know already use these kind of tools. I'm gonna narrow the scope to mainly people doing Go applications right now and try and get them on, get some friends to use it, test it out. But the main driver is gonna be content. Yeah. actual? No. Is param? I can never remember this. If and what is it then? Its name. Switch. Yeah. I don't know if that makes sense, JS analyst, but that is the main idea right now. And if that doesn't work, then I guess I will figure it out after. Yeah. Beautiful. Right, and what do you have? Okay. So maybe my components are not application. New, no, create. Application name rights, and then also application. No, packaging approach is right. Application name. I really want to find a nice way to define all of this in one place. But if I call it something like company block binary, we do create it. Right. If I then do, I'll probably need to do some validation beforehand. Or would I even need, I mean, yeah, yep. But also this is fine. I think this is fine for now. In terms of setup, can always improve this. Yeah. So ideally the whole flow would be done in one go. But I guess now this is fine. Right, so I need to grab the environments. But how would you market it, JS analyst? I'm open for ideas. This is a little bit of an open question. I have done some POCs where I just did a really quick and dirty version of this. So now I'm just building a little bit more robust version and then putting it out there in the market to see what the appetite is. If there is any appetite, it might be no appetite at all, which is also fine. I can then just use it for my own applications. It's environments. Andurel, DB, make up. Routes, environments. Admin, prefix. Yeah. Let's go into views. And environments. Right, get into the correct directory. This looks horrible. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Put this. And put this. Create a new ments. Good components. Form. I've been working on it for a week now, a bit on and off while I had when I've had time. So it's still very new. I'm basically, I'm mainly also testing out my new my web framework for Golang. Good. Good. And components, input. I want name, domain, what more? Yeah, we also need application ID, which will be select. Get this one out. Runtime configs would be a text area. I'm not sure yet. Webhook secret would be generated behind the scenes in the variables, and then we also need a checkbox. All right. Environment name. We also don't need this log. Then it's gonna be environment. Domain. And then I need the variables. Yeah. Components. Submit button. Environment. And I guess that's it, right? And then the methods. Yeah, looks right. Get rid of this. Yeah. So I guess this should come from the... Should probably just have this come from the URL. Right. And this needs to be application IDs. Past end. So that's what is it that it accepts? Options is right. And I don't want. I want a map string and then yeah, right. For name ID. The option key is the ID string, and then the value becomes name. And then in the controller, for environments, there we have new. Just need applications. List applications. Which is not correct because it needs to be basically this. All applications. All team. And pass in the team ID. And then query applications. Do I have a query for this? Application. Query applications by team ID, where team ID equals yes. And Andurel queries compile. Need a where statement. Now can I compile it? I can. Controllers, environments, and all team application, and we want to pass in cookies get app etx, and then come on, team ID, and we say not this, it's gonna be this, right? Mm-hmm. Do I not set team ID when we log in? I do. How long have I been going for? 1 hour 45. I'm gonna do like 15 minutes more, I think. So controllers, environments, new. So I guess we haven't. Did I not? It's there. Okay. Mm. What am I? What is it that I don't get it? Okay. Right. Thanks. Can I make base? Can this one be disabled? No. Yes, MVV Labs is the name of my company, which is my consultancy freelance company. There is a website that I'm rebuilding and haven't got done rebuilding, so it's it's a bit messy right now. But yeah, it's my company name. Controllers, environments. Yeah. So do we in components? Home components, do we have a text area? Yes, I do. Zoom. Repeat this for the text area. Hold on. I guess that's what we need. Right. So this will be something like what? Production. It's reloading. Nice. So in views, environments. I have a course on how to do full stack web development in Go, but I don't have any SaaS products under that company yet. So this is gonna be the first one. And hey Simon, how you doing? You're joining a little late, bro. I think I'm gonna cut it soon. It's been like 2 hours now. What was the last one? We are hopefully 4 days away from being done with an MVP of this, but only for creating servers and creating deployments on that server. Still a few loose things around telemetry data, so you can actually see how your servers and applications are doing. Runtime config. I guess it doesn't even have to be. It can just be like this, and then run time config. Yeah, It's gonna be really cool to get this one out the door. Right, and then what did I do in application? Yeah, perhaps. So we can add state. Can I add state? I mean, I guess the framework is not really a product, but I do have Andurel, the thing I'm using to build this this with. It's kind of under, yeah, it is under the same company. So some open source. Cheers, man. Yeah, let me check my LinkedIn after this stream is done. That would be very cool. Definitely like some distribution help. It's always the hardest thing, right? Getting these things up and running. And then here, yeah, just pass an empty components resource wraps. How long are we cooking for? We're almost at 2 hours. I think that's gonna be it. I need a break. Let's just quickly jump into the environment model. And we don't need slug. We also need a default. Is default. We need some logic around that. And this one we are going to generate. But this will be slug make. And this will be R2do. Same thing down here. Do, yeah, and then create it. Yeah, I need some validation logic here just to ensure the ID is right. Yeah, thanks for joining, Simon. I'm gonna do another one on Wednesday and Friday as well, if anybody wanted to tune in. Right, let's just no. Around 12 o'clock CET, Central European Time. I'm not too consistent with it yet, at least, but it's gonna come soon. Production, right, and then this will be vvlabs.com. No, it's not videos because we're not using the right It's gonna be environment name. That is right, that is right. And then this one is gonna be like this. Right. Production, mpvlabs.com, something, something. And then block to be created. Right, we need to convert it to JSON. Alright, this is gonna be a later modern problem. I'm gonna call it here. Thanks for joining everybody, and hopefully see you again on Wednesday. We're gonna continue this.